Hey guys, welcome back to Mad Acre Homestead. This is Ryan. I purchased some honey gates on Amazon. This guy right here, if I can open it. There we go. Just a regular honey gate. I purchased a honey gate on Amazon and a couple buckets here. So we're going to get into that and I'll let you know everything that you need. Honey harvesting kit. So let's get into making our honey harvesting kit. What you'll need is two 5-gallon buckets, food grade buckets I should say. I got these from Tractor Supply. As you can see, their logos all over it, but they do say on there food grade, heavy duty, BPA free. So I went with these guys. They were roughly $4 a piece, not including the lid. The lid was an extra $2, I think. If you want, I'll put those in the link as well down the show notes below. This one right here actually has our honey in it, so you want to make sure you have some honey. These guys right here, which are the honey gates, as well as you need various size drill bits, various size hole saw, a marker, tape measure, and a drill. So first thing we're going to do here, hopefully I can do it by myself, is we're going to take the drill and we're going to cut a hole in the lid. Like so. And we're going to deburr that hole. And if you have anything in the bucket, make sure you take those things out of the bucket. We also, because we want to make sure everything's clean when you're doing your honey. This right here is an extra strainer. I'll go over that. I'm going to have that as a sack and filter when I'm pouring my honey in the jars. And I just got, this is one of those sink strainers to keep food from going down your sink. I got this at Home Depot. It was like $5. And of course a mason jar. And then you also will need some nylon netting that I forgot about as well. So after you have cut your hole in your lid, you're going to want to take a bucket, 5-gallon bucket. You're going to flip it over, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take that lid and I'm going to set it on top of the 5-gallon bucket at like so. From there, I'm going to unhook my drill. And I'm going to use a 1564 drill bit. And we're going to use this lid as a template to drill holes in the bottom. Just a few more. See how I did. So, just some little holes in the bottom of the bucket. And of course, we're going to deburr everything with our sandpaper. And after all said and done, we're going to wash everything for a second time. So I washed it once before I started this process, and we're going to wash it a second time. And what's going to happen is, this is going to be our, for example, this would be our bottom bucket. Like this, and this will be our top bucket, and it'll sit on top of there. We'll have our nylon netting inside this bucket. I'm also going to put a sack of nylon netting underneath this lid over this bucket, and it'll act as a filter and strain the comb and any debris out of the honey. And the honey's going to end up in this bucket, And with my honey gate, I'm going to be able to I'm going to be able to harvest the honey into my mason jars, which I have a third filter system, just to catch any other particles that the nylon netting may not caught. So, and I might even do a fourth with some cheesecloth. So we'll see how this works first. So the next step, after drilling the hole in the bucket and drilling after drilling your holes in the lid and drilling the hole in the bottom of the bucket, and you're deburred, is going to be taking my 2-inch hole saw, and I'm going to drill a hole inside the bucket. So I'm going to measure mark 1.5 inches up, and then from there I'm going to take my 2-inch hole saw and drill a hole there, and that's going to give me the ability to install my honey gate. Before I do that though, I'm going to have to go get a wrench so I can take off my chuck for my hole saw. The chuck I have is not going to work for the hole saw that I have. It's a different setup. So luckily I have a different one. So what I'm going to do, once again, that is a 2-inch hole saw. And I got this little deal here from Home Depot. It seems to work nice. It's supposed to be a universal unit. I know it works well. And what's nice about it, it snaps in and snaps out. So, the only thing I don't like about it, it really wrenches that chuck on to the hole saw, and I have to put it in a vise to get it out. And I bent a couple teeth on my hole saw, which these guys right here can be kind of expensive. I think I bought this set here at Harbor for free. So, and I'm hoping I didn't just overextend my hold there, which I think I did. And I did. I went to Tractor Supply to get a new bucket after ruining this one. But I test on this one here just to confirm what size I'm going to need for a hole saw. It was a 1 3/4, which I actually had the hole saw. I'm going to measure once again 1.5 inches up. Drill a hole. I bought a second lid as well. I would suggest checking your emails if you guys are signed up for the Tractor Supply Rewards program. They got 10% off now. The bucket was normally $4. The lid was like $2, and I got 10% off of both of them. Comes with a rubber gasket. These guys right here cost about $10 on Amazon. You get 2. There's other places that sell them as well. I'm going to clean all this stuff out, wash it, make sure it's all clean and nice and clean and dry, and then I'll come back with the honey extraction. Alright guys, welcome back. Here I'm going to pan down here, and we're going to show you how to reassemble this bad boy, and we're going to get this honey extraction going. I'm going to just pan on the table, work standing up. So, for the first bucket, that's the bucket with the holes in it. we're going to take our trusty nylon net, and once again, I'll have all the descriptions of everything for you in the show notes. So this one I'm going to put this way here, and it fits kind of snug, but that honey weighs quite a bit, so I'm going to actually take a rubber band. I'm just going to put a rubber band on there just to give it a little extra support. That honey weighs a lot, so I don't want that pulling down. And of course the lid is going to sit on top of that to add even more support. The most important one is going to be this guy here. So what we're going to do here, you're going to take your O-ring off. That's going to go inside. I'm just going to slide that in. And I just want to point out, it's been a couple hours since I washed this. I wanted to make sure I hand dried it with a towel, but also I air dried it. We don't want any kind of moisture to get inside of our honey. So from there, I'm just going to hand tighten this. From there, I'm going to take another one of these guys here. This time, I'm going to put it like this here. And again, I'm going to take my rubber band and put it over it. And what this is going to do, it just acts as a second barrier for straining the honey. And then we'll snap that on. Make sure it's nice and snug. This is the finished product. So it'll look just like this here. We're ready to get into our honey. And then what happened here? Ooh, that would have been smart if I would have got another one of those. That would have worked out perfect. You know what? I'm going to do that. So what I decided to do here, and this was a 4-inch hole saw. I'm going to put that in there. I'm just going to sit that up there. So I'm going to hold that up there so you can see it. It sits flush on there. And we have 3 barriers of when it comes to filtering here. On top of that, I'm going to buy a second one of these here from Home Depot. And when I put it in my mason jar, when I get ready to put the honey in the mason jar, I'm going to do that. It's going to work out perfect. The next step is going to be the crushing of the honeycomb to break the caps so we can expose the honey and get it filtered. Some of that has been done when I dumped this in the bucket, but we want to make sure it gets good. So, oh yeah. And as you can see, some of that comb has caps on it, and there's some bees in here still. There's about 30 pounds worth of comb and honey, so what I'm going to do is just take this. We're going to make some honey soup. Now that we're done, I'm going to grab my first bucket here. We're going to set, that's the bottom bucket. This is the top bucket. Just going to set that so that the holes line up with the big hole. And we're going to grab this and we're going to pour it in there. And this is the very first honey that we're going to be extracting from our from our hives. And if you never had raw honey, good quality honey before, I'm gonna just say you guys are missing something. I have bought tons of honey from the store, and I never really liked honey before, but this stuff right here tastes 1,000 times better, and it tastes totally different from the stuff that you buy in the store. It's always best to know where you're sourcing your honey. This is our harvesting outfit for right now. I did try to get a honey extractor. Someone was selling one on Craigslist, and they had a good price on it, 40 bucks. And that thing wasn't on Craigslist for 2 hours before it was gone. But this is going to be our setup for now. I'm more than likely, being I'm going to be going to the Langstroth hive, I'm more likely going to graduate to commercial extractor. If you have any questions about the extractor, please leave some comments below, and I'll be happy to share the information with you. I don't have very much honey right now. I'm not going to be harvesting any more out of that top bar hive. If you haven't seen that video, I'll have it in the show notes below. Also, I'm not really technology savvy. I'm new to YouTube. From the content side, I have watched YouTube videos, quite a bit of them, but I'm having a difficulty of finding some music to put on my with my videos. So if you guys have any suggestions of some good music, please leave it in your comments below as well. As always, thanks for watching the video. See you guys on the next one. Peace.